All right, let's talk about a day that probably sent shivers down the spine of every cloud engineer out there, the Great Azure Outage of 2025. We're going to dig into exactly what went wrong, why it was such a colossal deal, and, most importantly, what all of us can learn from it to make our own systems a heck of a lot stronger.
Imagine this flashing on your screen. Total panic, right? Well, this is pretty much what sent a shockwave through the entire tech community. I mean, when a giant like Azure stumbles, everybody feels it. So let's get right into the nitty-gritty of what actually went down.
So picture this, it's October 29th. You're trying to log into the Azure portal, maybe check on your services, and nothing, just errors. And it's not just you. It's happening to people all over the world all at once. This wasn't some little regional hiccup. Nope. This was the big one, a global outage hitting the very core of their management services.
Okay, so the big question on everyone's mind was how? How does something on this scale even happen to a company like Microsoft? To figure that out, we need to pop the hood and look at one really critical piece of Azure's global infrastructure.
And that piece is a service called Azure Front Door. Now, if you're not familiar with it, just think of it as the ultimate traffic director for all of Azure services. It's the bouncer at the club, the air traffic controller at the airport. Its entire job is to get user requests to the right place as fast as possible. It is absolutely essential for performance and scale.
And right here, this is the smoking gun. A single, simple misconfiguration. Now you might be thinking, hold on, one little mistake took down the whole thing? Well, yep. Because Azure Front Door is this massive, centralized global service. One bad update can become a single point of failure for everything. And what did it break? It caused a massive DNS resolution problem. You know, DNS, the internet's phone book, the system that turns a friendly name like portal.azure.com into an actual IP address a computer can find. Suddenly, that phone book was blank. No address, no service. Game over.
An issue this fundamental doesn't just stay in one place, you know? It creates this huge domino effect that cascades across the entire ecosystem. So let's talk about who got hit and how they eventually managed to pick up all the pieces. And we're not just talking about some back-end tool for developers. The Azure portal itself, the main control panel for so many businesses, was gone. But it didn't stop there. Microsoft 365, you know, what millions use for work? Down. Even Xbox Live, your gaming night? Ruined. It's a perfect, if kind of painful reminder of just how interconnected all these cloud platforms really are.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. In the middle of all this chaos, there was a silver lining, a little escape hatch. While the shiny graphical web portal was completely broken, the good old command line tools, the CLI and PowerShell, they still worked for a lot of people. Now remember that little detail is a huge clue for the lessons we're about to learn.
So how did the day actually play out for them? Well, around 1600 UTC, Microsoft officially put their hands up and said, yep, we have a major problem. It then took a few frantic hours for engineers to isolate the cause and even begin the recovery process. By late in the evening, things were starting to come back online, but man, those hours in between felt like an eternity for countless businesses around the world. So, what was the magic fix? It was basically a two-part emergency plan. Step 1, hit the big red undo button. They rolled back that bad configuration to the last version they knew was safe. Step 2, they started diverting traffic around the broken parts of the network, kind of like setting up a massive detour on the information highway. That combination is what finally allowed the system to start breathing again.
Okay, so it's easy to just point fingers and talk about what went wrong, but that's not the real point here. The real value is turning Microsoft's very bad day into a powerful learning experience for all of us. So let's actually build a practical playbook from this so you're ready when, not if, something goes wrong.
I absolutely love this quote because it is so true for the modern world. The cloud isn't magic. Things will break. This incident is proof of that. So the game isn't about trying to be perfect and never failing. That's just impossible. The real goal is building systems that can take a punch and get back up on their feet fast.
All right, so here are the 3 big lessons you should take away from this. Number 1, learn to love your command line and automation. We saw it firsthand. The pretty web page died, but the text-based tools were the lifeline. Number 2, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That means redundancy. Spread your apps across different regions, have backup DNS, basically assume parts will fail. And finally, number 3, pay attention. You have to actively monitor the health of the services you depend on. You can't fix a problem you don't even know you have.
And that really is the bottom line, isn't it? This whole incident proves that no provider, no matter how big, is immune to failure. It's a wake-up call for all of us. So you have to ask yourself, honestly, if one of your core dependencies just vanished tomorrow, how would you handle it? How resilient is your setup really?